am talking about the amount of time that passes from one point to another. Question is, I left my house at 10:45 a.m. and arrived at my grandmother's house at 1:25 p.m. How long did it take to get to my grandmother's house? I have two different times. I have a start time and I have an end time. And I have three different strategies listed up here. We have the regular clock, which the start time is 10:45. We have another clock that has all the times listed in AM, but if I keep going around, I get to noon, and then this number becomes a 13, and this number becomes a 14. What kind of clock am I dealing with?
A military time.
Military time or a
Army clock. 24-hour clock.
A 24-hour clock, which means you still go through AM. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And when you get to PM, you say 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, and then you keep going up like that until you get to the 12, which would be 24. And in the AM, you would start back on the 1. I also have another strategy listed up here, which is a T-chart. On one side we have the time in hours, and one side we have the time in minutes. So if my start time is 10:45, I'll start with hours, and I'll go up by hours. Once I get done with hours, I'll write the time over here in this column, and then increase by minutes. So let's look at the first strategy, which is the clock. And if I were to move the hands in increments of 5, I'd like for someone to come up and explain what that would look like as the clock was moving around. The hands were moving.
Oh. So I want to move it in 5s, and the blue star is where I want. When I'm going to stop, it's going to be 1 hour. So 5 minutes at the 10, 10 minutes at the 11, 15, 12, 20 at the 1, 25 at the 2, 30 at the 3, 35 at the 4, 45 at the 5, 50 at the 6, 55 at the 7, and 60 at the 8, and an hour.
Okay, so you have 60 at the 9, and you just continue around like that. Now, it's pretty difficult to do this on paper. In this case, you actually need to be holding a clock, and in other videos that we have on the website, future videos, we'll actually have displays of clocks, and you can see it turning, because as you turn the clock, the hour hand also moves. Okay, so, and then we have the 24-hour clock. My start time is 10:45. And my end time is 1:25. Now, if it's AM, it actually is 10:45, correct? But what happens at PM? What happens at PM? If I say 1:25, is it actually 1:25? What is it? It'd be 13:25. And when I'm looking at the difference between two numbers, what do I need to do? The difference.
Difference means subtract.
Okay, so I would subtract. 13, 25 minus 10:45. I have a problem. Can I take 45 from 25? No, I cannot. What do I need to do?
You need to borrow the you need to take an hour from 13 and then add 60 to 25.
Okay, why do you need to add 60 to 25 instead of just 10?
Because 60 minutes equals an hour.
Okay, there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. So I borrow 1 hour from here, and that becomes 12, right? And I add 60 over here. Do I just get rid of 25?
No.
Oh, what is my new number going to be? 85. So, can I take 45 from 85? Yes. What is 85 minus 45? 40. And what does this 40 represent? We have to do the label, right? What does it represent? Minutes. And then what do I need to do?
Take away 10 from 12.
Okay, take the 10 away from 12, and that would give me how many hours? 2. So my answer would be 2 hours and 40 minutes. Okay, the third option is the T-chart. Let's see if I can demonstrate that.
So you go to hours first. And you can go 2 hours to the 12, and that would make it. So you go up by 5s. That would make it 12:50. 12:55. 15 would make it 12. It would make it a 1 now. And so it's 1 o'clock. And 20 would make it 1:05. 25 would make it 1:10. 30 would make it 1:15. And then 35 would make it 1:20. And then 40 would make it 1:25.
Okay, good. So we see that we have 2 hours and 40 minutes. Did I get the same answer in both cases? Yes. It's whatever strategy works best for you. Okay, so we talked about borrowing time, but let's talk a little bit about adding time. If I have 3 hours and 40 minutes plus 2 hours and 35 minutes. I would add those numbers together. I'll start with the minutes column. 5 plus 0 is?
5.
4 plus 3 is?
7.
75
Minutes.
And then 3 plus 2?
5. Hours.
And working with conversions or any type of measurement of time, of capacity, you always want to start out by asking yourself, I'm dealing with minutes and hours. How many minutes are in 1 hour? There are 60 minutes in 1 hour, which means I could never have a 75 here because once I hit 60, I'm up a whole hour. What do you think I need to do to get rid of that 75 minutes? It's a problem.
You would subtract 60 from 75.
Okay, so I'm going to subtract 60, which would be 15 minutes. But do I just lose that 60 minutes? What do I do now? Okay, you add the 60 minutes to the 5, but when I'm adding 60 minutes to the hours place, how many hours did I just move over? 1. I moved over 1, so I'm going to add 1, which will make that 6 hours. And I'll show you subtraction one more time. Little small numbers here. 3 hours, 15 minutes, minus I cannot subtract 30 from 15, so what do I need to borrow?
You borrow 60 from the 3 hours and make it 2, and then bring your 60 over to the 15.
Okay, so I'm going to borrow 1 hour, and I'm going to change that 1 hour into minutes. And when I change an hour into minutes, I have 60 minutes, and I add it to the 15, and that would make it 75. 75 minus 30 is 45 minutes. Don't ever preach your labels. And then we are left with 1 hour.